What's good, everyone? You watching Mental Groove, and today we've got another unfiltered Kevin Samuels moment on deck. Trust me, this one's gonna stir the pot. Before we jump in, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. I'll share my thoughts right after the video. Let's get into it.
Hello.
Hi,
How old are you?
31.
Okay, so why do you support this bad bitch boss chick energy?
Well, one from past experiences, and I've noticed with I adopt a boss mentality where I'm an entrepreneur, building 3 businesses in the vertical, and I noticed a lot of the guys that I've dated in my past don't match up to what I'm doing in life. And I this one side.
What industry are you in?
I'm sorry,
What's your industry?
renewable energy and
So, so is it multi-level marketing?
I set up the platform that, yeah,
So when you say you have 3 businesses, are they
yep.
all MLMs?
No, one is just solar for residential and commercial. Then we sell our technology software, CRM for businesses,
Mm-hmm.
capital
When you
firms.
look around these businesses, do you see them to be dominated by minorities?
No, I'm the only Black person and the only woman.
Okay. So, because there's so when people say entrepreneur, this is why I don't just use the word entrepreneur. Entrepreneur can mean almost anything.
Yeah,
And I'm finding that we have so many entrepreneurs under 30 with no track record of success, don't even have 5 years of track record. So I don't know what it means. That's my thing. You say you got 3 businesses. Did you go to college?
yes, I did.
Did you finish?
No, I
Doesn't
didn't.
matter. I'm just asking.
No,
Okay. So you have 3 businesses, and you saying you find it hard for guys to meet guys on your level? Is that what I heard?
yes.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm having trouble finding a guy who can actually keep up with my pace as far as work ethic. I'm running into guys that have too much time, and I really do.
You have any children?
No.
Okay. Okay. Guys who can't keep up, are these guys employed?
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Some are on the black market, and then I find some.
On the black market? Is that what you said?
Yeah, and the drug business, I guess, if you want to
Yeah,
call it.
as more as I do these focus groups, the more I sit down with black women, the more I'm starting to hear that y'all really don't, y'all will date a corporate banker and a drug dealer or a scammer just the same. Makes no sense to me.
They're all entrepreneurs. It just
That's
don't.
bullshit. It's
They
bullshit. It's bullshit. Because when I sit down with other races of women, they're repulsed by dudes who do illegal shit. Y'all just look at the money. But I'm no heat. No, I'm like, there's supposed to be a difference. You know, the guy who's an accountant versus the guy who's a drug dealer. He's like, well, fuck it, it's all the same. Well, no, it really ain't. It's not entrepreneurs. One's illegal, one's legal. One can has a future and one doesn't.
That's true.
So let's just assume that you are what you say you are. Why can't you date the corporate bankers and the finance guys and the lawyers and the cardiologists? Why can't you get those guys?
I do run into those guys, and right now, I'm finding synergy. I'm having a problem just having this synergy where I'm attracted to the work ethic and what they have going on, but on a personal level, it's not clicking.
Yeah, it's still, I ask you why you can't get them, not why they don't qualify for you.
I get them. It
No.
just
See,
turned off.
one of the big disconnects is you keep talking about men that don't qualify for you. I'm talking about the men you want. Why can't you get them? Because they exist.
But I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't have time to go out
Well,
and
if you got time to deal with men who don't qualify for you, you have time to deal with men who do. Who you do. Hold on, man. Hold on. Let's be real. If you got time to date drug dealers and dudes that are off on synergy, that's time. Time doesn't care where you put it. Why not put it with the caliber of men you want? The question is, can you get their attention?
I sure can. And what I'm
Then
telling,
why, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Then if you can, make it make sense. Why you're choosing to not deal with these guys and you're dealing with these guys.
right now I'm not dealing with anybody because I was
That's
able
not
to.
what I asked. That's not what I asked because you said,
Why you cutting me
you
off?
said that, well, because I'm running my show and I'm going to do it. And if there's a problem, you can leave.
But how can you understand?
Because I'm running my show and I'm directing this conversation. I'm trying to get to the root of something because you're not answering my question. Now you're starting to deflect. I just simply asked you, man, because you're making it seem like the guys aren't on your level, and that's the issue. Granted, but there are men that you want. The men are above your level. I asked you, why can't you get with these men? And you said, because of time. And I said, well, if you got time to deal with guys that aren't on your level, you can put that time into men that are on your level.
And what I did tell you is right now I've been on a hiatus because I was able to notice that. And now I don't have time for anything, even the latter on both sides of the spectrum.
So when you get to be 60 years old of this bad bitch boss energy, what is your familial and social life look like?
Right now I don't really have much of a social life.
No, when you're 60. Fast forward to 60 years old, what does it look like?
I'm considering I'll probably have to buy my husband or just buy my fun at that time and just enjoy
Buy
life.
your what? Buy your fun?
Husband.
Then, because that's what tends to happen. Women who stay on this track end up alone, and they got to buy men. As long as you
So
know what's coming up with it,
yes.
as long as you know what comes up with it, that's what you end up with. You end up with subpar men. So the question still is the payoff worth that?
Right now I'll find the time.
No. Meaning, whatever you're doing right now, you know, are you making enough money to make it worthwhile to live this life of subpar men, and in the future having to buy substandard men? I mean, are you making millions?
No,
Are
not
you
yet.
making hundreds and hundreds of thousands?
Yes.
Yep, as long as you're happy with it,
But
because
how would you recommend I find that man?
they don't want you. They don't want boss bitches. They don't want none of this stuff. They want women who know how to work with a man. They want women who are agreeable. They want women who understand how to support. You're like, guys like that will work with you if there's money in it. Some of them may even decide to sleep with you, but no, they want women who are completely opposite. Because to be a boss bitch, the word is bitch, is disagreeable by nature. To
Well,
be
I
a
don't see
bad,
boss
but
bitch.
men don't want disagreeable women. Or women who are, and this is another word that we continue to use. We keep saying men don't want masculine women. We really need to say men don't want aggressive women. So
Aggressive.
the men that are up there, they want cooperative, agreeable, feminine women. That's the only way to get those men's attention.
Well, what in the times that we live in, we have so many women who have to work for self, take care of self. So you have no room left but to be a boss
Yeah, I'm
baby.
gonna destroy that whole argument tomorrow night. That's bullshit. I'm going to completely destroy that. We have to argument. I said it Monday night. I'm going to completely obliterate that bullshit. It's a choice you all make.
So
It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You decide to go down a role of being an independent, competitive woman, and then lament the fact that you have to be independent and compete. Where there is women who choose to prioritize relationship, family, higher than being money. Those two women are existing. That's how the Hispanic community has supplanted the black community in under 50 years, because they prioritize family over business. And they got more business and family than we do in less than 50 years.
you're right.
So tomorrow, tune in. Tomorrow, tune in. Because you just gave me the perfect lead. I'm going to completely destroy this with facts. Because you don't have to. You were told that this is what you should do, to go out and put career, job first. Then when that's done, go out and get a man.
But what if you're a woman, a single woman living in New York with no family and no support, and all you're doing is working for self? I don't have time to sit there and
What's
be
the question?
depressed.
If you're a single woman living in New York, okay, what did your mother raise you to be a wife?
No, my mother had me at 14.
Okay, well then that's probably part of the reason why you're a single woman living in New York. Leave New York. You have to live in New York. You ask. See, you don't see the question. You ask the question. First, I asked, were you raised to be a wife? The answer is no. Okay, fine. So you're already dealing with the femininity and an agreeableness deficit. Then you're in a rough and tumbled city. I tell you to leave New York, to go where the cost of living may be lower. It is not as aggressive, but you don't want to. And that's part of the problem. What are you willing to give up to get what it is you want?
I would have to give up money to leave New York.
What is money? What is money?
Life, freedom.
That's bullshit. Money is a tool. You can't hug money. COVID should have told you one thing. Money didn't go get water and toilet paper for you. That's why this show exists right now. So many of you so-called money chicks ain't really getting no real money. You getting more than minimum wage, but you ain't getting millions.
I'm making way more than minimum wage.
Well, you're in New York too, so it's also 245% of the cost of living. So due respect, the average black woman in this country, 74% of black women earn less than $50,000. I seem to get a show where I'm attracting all of the black women in general, black women in particular, who are entrepreneurs and making six figures. I call bullshit on most of it. And here's the net of it. Why does that not prohibit other accomplished, entrepreneurial, working, educated women of other races from getting men? I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
That
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
Well, you make, but
The CEO of Pepsi, when she went home to submit to her husband, the women every day
most of
who
those
have
women,
more education make more money, who still have families and have traditional relationships. Go ahead.
most of those women, before they even became into the roles of power that they have with the families they have, a lot of their prospects, they found in high school or childhood friends and friends. That's how
So
they.
you weren't around men in high school?
Yeah, of course I was. And my
So
child.
you were around, excuse me. So you were around prospects. You just weren't taught how to fish for them.
No, my prospect passed away.
Man, you just said you weren't taught how to be a wife. That's the difference. You were taught to be independent.
That still doesn't make me in the sense that I can't learn or be a wife, period.
You asked the question, ma'am. Don't get up. Okay, this is one thing that trips me out with you ladies. You ask the question and then I give you the answer. So you're supposed to accept the fact that you are in a deficit. Are you as accomplished in your personal life as in your professional life?
Yeah.
Then fix it. Check your ego, check your attitude, understand you need summer school for men. You need remedial man. You flunked husband. Get a tutor, take some of that money you making and put it into relationships, because you can't fuck your checking account. You can't make babies with your 401k. And your insurance and your investment accounts ain't gonna change your diaper or give you your insulin or put your teeth in when you're 72.
So how do
Other
you?
women seem to recognize that family matters and men matter more than just an orgasm.
That's a fact. And I'm not one who don't feel like I necessarily need a man.
The problem is, the original sin here is baby boomers and Generation X women didn't teach their daughters how to be wives. They taught you how to be independent, which is really to be a man.
Well, I was the man of the house growing up.
That's unfortunate. Blame your mama. You should have had a daddy. You should have had a man in the house, and your mama should have. And see, the thing is, if daddy wasn't there, we are okay to blame daddy for not being there, but we don't want to blame mama. You shouldn't have been that way. You should have had a dad. I should have had a dad. We should have all, prior to 1965, in the black community, we were married at an 80% rate. We didn't make babies out of wedlock. We actually chose one person, decided to stick with them, and worked together. Now we got a bunch of women who are working for self. And then you wonder why you end up alone, because you were raised to be independent. Huh?
So how do you like that? What would you?
How do you do what? How do you fix it? Is that what you said?
School.
How do you do what?
How do you help with that besides just telling me to go to school to learn about a man?
Well, first of all, a couple of things. One, I'm a big believer in therapy, number one. Number two, this is a learned skill. If you wanted to be an attorney, you'd have to go to law school. Yes. Okay, here's the question. How much money are you prepared to invest in a 12-month period to get a man?
I would start at 5,000.
Better than most, but that's still kind of low, man. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the kind of men most women want are valuable. That's $400 a month. Due respect, man. If you're dating somebody, you go out 3 or 4 times, they just spent well over that. New York, you just go to Ocean Prime or Mastro's, and that's $150. You go out twice in New York, that's
To learn.
But but what I'm trying to get you to understand is, if I were dating you and we were dating in New York, every date would be $150, $200 without Uber. And all you're willing to put in is $400 a month to learn what you need to be next to me. But for me, I got to spend more money to get what you already gave other men.
Don't nobody have to spend money with me. You gotta spend time.
It's called dating.
I would do whatever it takes.
Okay, so to the audience understand the point that women, you think your pussy is worth more than my dick. You think your time is worth more than my commitment. And I'm sorry, there are far more of you than there are of these men over here. You gotta earn the dick. You got to damn sure earn the high value little dick energy that all these women keep telling. These guys have little dick energy. Yeah, you got to earn all of it. Yep. You got to earn the high value little dick. Yep, that's what you got to do. And other women seem to understand that if you want a man of a certain level, you're going to have to earn it. You earn it with your femininity. You earn it with your fitness, your friendliness, your cooperative, your submissiveness, your ability to get along, your ability to cater to him. You do all of that up front ahead of the time, and you are easy to get along. You're easy. You're easy like a Sunday morning to be with. See, other women understand that. That's why they get married and stay married. And y'all like, well, I'm the queen. You're a queen. Ain't no queen without no king.
I don't have that type of energy. I'm just.
I know. I'm talking not to you. I'm talking through you. But at the end of the day, what the issue is women weren't taught how to be wives. All right. And so if I snap my fingers and made a wife school, and if I put $20,000 on it for 12 months, would you go?
I would.
Okay, but you just said you wanted to spend $5,000 in 1 year.
I said
$20,000 in a year. Okay, I'm just saying. But that's the thing, that etiquette classes, all these things cost. Basically, what I'm trying to get you to understand is cost. And women, especially in our community, are okay with going into debt for college, going into debt for graduate school, going into debt for all kinds of things. But the notion of going into debt to learn how to do relationships tends to be repulsive. They think men should be free and that they're the prize. And here's the thing, no one's going to dispel you of this, because the economy makes more money off of you being over there.
All right, so I want to. Where do I start then?
Leave New York. Leave New York. Dead ass. Leave
Play?
New York. I'm dead ass serious. New York is not a good place to find out. First of all, it's too comfortable for you. How tall are you?
5'7".
Dress
Five,
size? Dress size?
8,
How much you weighed last time you weighed yourself?
1, 5,
What? 175?
5.
Well, I would say that one, New York is an aggressive environment. I'm not kidding. Two, um, dress size 4'6". All these things. Where your feminine skills. Okay, that your feminine skills. You got a cookbook.
I cook. I had a.
You're breaking up. I got 5 bars, by the way, folks. I don't know. That's hurt.
I had a. Oh,
Okay. Well, so this is what I would say to the audience: learning how to become girly, because even if you have all those skills, ma'am, your image, your appearance comes off masculine, and that means you got to deal with that too. So it would probably take about a good 5 to 7 years. I'm not kidding. I've had people who run wife schools, run these kind of things. I've talked to people many times behind the scenes. They're like, a lot of these women are gonna need about 5 to 7 years of intensive work.
do you have a
Hmm?
where? Do you have a class that I could pay you for?
Uh, to go to wife schools, they're not in this country. But I don't do referrals. I don't do referrals for free. But here's the thing:
That pay
if you're
you?
looking for the solution, here's the thing: in New York, go to etiquette classes at finishing school. Start with that kind of stuff. Start with things around. If you're in New York and you're serious, especially if you're in Manhattan, anything that would help you get into society.
I'm in Toastmasters. I'm
That's
in.
for public speaking. I'm talking about interactions. What clubs are you a part of? Not Toastmasters. Are you a part of like the Pyramid Club? Are you not in the country? There's not a lot of golf in Manhattan, but country clubs. What do you do? What's your philanthropic work? What's your charitable work? But in New York City, there are plenty of etiquette classes. There are plenty of there's adult finishing school. All these things that you can go to. There's the new school that teaches some of this stuff. But bottom line is, there's a woman that people may not like her, but Anna Bay, School of Affluence. I'll talk about how she basically talks about how she transformed herself from a Russian yacht girl to a society woman. But it's a process. It's a process, and like anything else, it's going to require an investment. But I got to get on to the next person. I spent a lot of time here. Thank you.
She's 31, independent, and proudly living her so-called bad bitch era. She believes she's killing it in life, financially, socially, even spiritually, and she thinks most men just can't measure up to what she's built. But here's the reality. She can't seem to keep or connect with the kind of high-value men she actually wants. Kevin Samuels doesn't let that slide. He cuts right through the surface and calls it out. You have time to entertain the wrong men. You give energy to the guys who don't meet your standards. But when it comes to the man you say you want, suddenly you're too busy. Kevin's not buying it because he knows what's really going on here. It's not a time problem. It's an energy problem. She's moving like a man. Masculine, dominant, go-getter energy. All hustle, no softness, and Kevin says it loud and clear. Men don't want masculine women. Not the kind of men she's aiming for. High-value men aren't looking for someone to compete with. They're looking for someone to come home to. Someone who brings peace, not pressure.